Hey guys, it's your boy Progress, and welcome to a brand new video. If you want to follow my other social media, I've got my Instagram on screen and in the description, so if you want, then go check that out. For those of you who may not know Chelji, she is an artist that comes from the UK, and is most recently known for the controversy between her and her last two labels, which is Internet Money and Alamo Records. And I also know that for a lot of you guys, this may be coming kinda out of left field, and you might be really confused. But yes, unfortunately, it is true. Chelji has scammed people. And I honestly don't even know how many, because it seems like there is an almost endless amount of people who repeatedly are coming forward, posting on social media and stuff, saying that they've been scammed by her, and I couldn't get access to everybody because even with my Twitter account going down, I wasn't able to go and get any information from the people on Twitter, but a couple people did come and contact me, showing me the proof that they had that she did this, and it's really unfortunate. Just to be clear as well, in my original videos that I had made on the situation between Chelji and Taz, I did not know about any of this stuff and did not find out until afterwards. During the stuff with my messaging back and forth with Taz, like I kind of showed in the last video or so, he just kind of vaguely had mentioned to me saying, oh, you know, there's people saying that Chelji scammed them, but he didn't provide me proof of any kind. He just kind of, you know, took their word for it, so it wasn't enough for me to go off of to know if this was a serious thing. But now that there has been proof from people who have come forward directly to me, I of course feel obligated to make this video so that you guys know that I am not biased, because when they scam someone, then I don't care what reason it is, who you are, where you've come from, why you did it, or anything like that. Scamming is wrong no matter what, and there is nothing you can say that will justify it to me. On top of that, Chelji was honestly probably more able to take advantage of people in these situations because people knew about what she was going through with Taz and the label and everything like that, which personally, I don't feel as if her scamming anybody makes what she went through any less bad, but I will say that I understand if you personally feel like it does. I also want to make it extremely clear in this video right now, from this point forward, I just have no way that I can reasonably support Chelji going forward, because there's nothing that can happen in this situation that would make me feel like that's an option. Of course, it sucks it had to come to this, but it is what it is. But one good thing that has kind of come out of this conversation being started is that, according to Chelji, she wants to be able to go and refund the people that she has wronged and scammed and done stuff like that too. So if you yourself have been scammed by Chelji, or you know somebody who has been scammed by Chelji, make sure you either just send them this video so that they know about this, or be able to go and just tell them yourself that Chelji has claimed that she will refund anybody who she did scam.
If you do know anyone else, it's 3 people that I know of, but I do need to refund them, and I can refund them now because I signed a new deal.
But please do not go and just harass her or do anything dumb like that. I don't need people going on others' behalfs and just causing huge problems. That's not what this is about at all. I just want to help people who have been wronged. And of course, as usual, just like all the other videos that I have done with people who have scammed, of course, I am going to be pointing out the red flags that were along the way, just in case there's anybody out in the audience who wants to go, possibly in the future, get a feature from a bit of a bigger artist, and you don't know what the possibility is of a person scamming you. So if you know these things going into it, then you'll be able to see them maybe for yourself and prevent something bad from happening. So let's get into it. Now, there are 2 main cases that I will be talking about, because those are the ones who came to me with actual proof and information, at least that I know of, but one of them is more simple to explain, so I will be going over that first so you guys can kind of just get introduced to this. Which the first guy I'm going to be talking about is an artist named Pink Blanco, who was scammed out of $200 by Chelji. And the reason the situation with Pink Blanco is actually so easy to explain is because he went back and actually had already deleted all of his messages that he had with Chelji, because he just basically thought that nothing was going to get resolved, and it was making him upset seeing this stuff every single time that he went to Instagram, because he had been scammed for over a year. Luckily, he was able to go back through his phone, and he did have a couple screenshots he was able to give to me that kind of just easily explain the situation he went through. So his situation starts off, you know, basically the same way that they all do, where a person ends up asking, oh yeah, I want to get a feature from you, and then with this though, Chelji then asks what his budget was, and I will say that this is a red flag. I hate budgets. I don't care what your opinion on them is, because I want to explain why I don't like them. There should be a set price for everything that these artists do, because why should one artist have to pay more or less just because they're able to give more or less? Because the problem this creates is that there's a pretty decent chance that if you give an artist money that is on the lower side of their price range, they're probably going to do a lesser job on the track for you without even making that clear to you before they do it. All I'm saying is that it makes absolutely no sense to have a budgeted price on a product that hasn't even been created yet to know what the quality of it is gonna even end up being. No other system works like that, and this definitely should not either, because if you continue to support that this system is okay, you're going to see people continuously be scammed. But anyway, he asks how much it would cost for the feature, and Chelji says that it'll be $200 and that it usually costs $700. Now I want you guys to keep that number in mind of what she's saying it usually costs. That's $700, okay? Not for right now, but when we get into the second guy, that number is going to become important. But anyway, though, he ended up paying her the $200, which he showed in a screenshot, and he just never ended up getting his feature. It's basically just that easy. He also showed me a conversation between him and a friend where he actually, after paying for his feature, he actually recommended to his friend to get a feature from her too. So this makes it even worse for the poor guy, because not only did he end up getting scammed himself, but he was also, you know, sending potential business Chelji's way, and you know, this happens to him. So yeah, that's basically it for Pink Blanco's situation. But when it comes to the next guy, which is who I want to get into, this is absolute insanity, what I'm about to explain to you guys. And it would have been so much simpler to solve this problem if it wasn't for the fact that Chelji's just brain dead fiance, boyfriend, whatever he is, if he didn't get involved in it, it would have been just such a breeze to get through. So it all starts with an artist named Kid Breezy trying to get a feature from Chelji, and once again, Chelji of course responds with the budget thing. Let me see. Oh, what's this here? Oh, what's this here? Yeah, you see, this is a garbage can. This is where your budgets belong, in the trash. Kid Breezy then asks what's the lowest that Chelji would take for a feature, and she responds with 200 pounds, which is basically $250 USD. But she claims that normally it's 300 pounds. So what happened between July 12th and September 18th that when originally talking to Pink Blanco, her regular feature prices were $700, but then literally 2 months later when talking with Kid Breezy, apparently now the feature prices are normally $400. Oh, what's that, guys? Oh, do you see that? Oh, I got something on the reel. Oh, it looks like it's people pulling feature prices out of thin air. How does your regular feature price drop over $300 in the span of 2 months? Like, do you guys understand now why it is that I hate budgets? Because it's literal nonsense. They are pulling these numbers from nothing. Like, oh yeah, guys. Oh, do you want a feature from me in your YouTube video? Okay, well, if we take the calculation from Chelji that, you know, her feature's regularly worth $700 and she's only got 4,300 SoundCloud followers. Oh, well, I've got 65,000 subscribers on YouTube, so that's 15 times the amount of followers that she has. So that means, oh, okay, guys, if you want me to feature in your video, it's only $10,500. Everybody's got that. Like, do you see how ridiculous this stuff is? This is why all of your math teachers in high school and just middle school, whatever school you went to, all of them told you that, oh yeah, guys, you know, you have to pay attention in math class because one day you're going to use it in real life. This is why. Because you guys need to understand that if these prices are not scalable, then it's completely scammable. Anyway, though, back to the story, because Kid Breezy then ends up saying, okay, yeah, cool, the price is whatever, we can do that. You know, can we use Cash App or PayPal? And then Chelji responds with saying, oh, what about Zelle or Venmo? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I am so done with having to explain this, okay? But I will do it anyway, again, for you guys. Zelle themselves has said, do not use their application if you are going to be sending money to somebody you don't know, because if you get scammed, Cool, bye. They have no purchase protection. And it's the same thing when it comes to Venmo. On the legal section of their site, when they explain to you how all the stuff works when it comes to you giving your money to somebody else, they once again clarify there is no buyer or seller protection whatsoever. Your deals are done between you and the person. If they steal your money, good for you, man. Now you have no money left. If you're gonna be doing these dealings, then please just use something like PayPal instead. PayPal actually has purchase protection for the buyer and the seller, and you must choose the paying for an item or service option. Do not listen to the person if they're trying to tell you saying, oh yeah, can you actually do it under friends and family, because like then there's like no wait time and then there's, you know, no tax and stuff. No, do not do that, because there is 100% higher chance that you will get scammed if you do. Anyway though, Kid Breezy ended up using Venmo and sent the money and song to Chelji on September 21st of 2019, and he waited and waited and waited to get his feature with nothing of substance being replied to him, except for when he ended up asking her, oh, actually, what would the prices be if I wanted to get you to promote the song? And of course, then immediately, Chelji was hopping on to be able to, you know, get the person the information because, oh, I guess it matters enough to be able to get the person to give you more money, but it doesn't matter enough to actually give them a response on the thing you already owe them. But no updates were given of any kind of substance until finally on November 12th. Now, almost 2 months since the original payment. And it wasn't even a message that said she had the feature ready for him. It was instead just to complain to Kid Breezy about how he apparently was messaging other people that bought features from Chelji because he was wanting to know from them if he was being scammed or not. She made a bunch of excuses that have like zero relevance to the situation that they're dealing with. Like if there's problems going on with her label or whatever, that's not his problem to deal with. If you can't get the product to him, then you owe him a refund. That's just as simple as it is. Then Breezy responded saying basically that he was worried that he had gotten scammed and that she hasn't given a valuable update in almost 2 months, and then he asked for his money back, which he totally has the right to do, but of course, after that, she just didn't respond much. Around this time, though, is then when the previously mentioned brain-dead fiancé of Chelji, named Diaz, decided to try and go and get involved in the situation and just made it so much worse. Now, I know what you guys might be thinking, okay? You're probably saying to yourself, hey, Progress, how is it possible that somebody is so homunculus-brained that they were able to make a situation of scamming, which is already terrible, even worse? Well, thoughtful viewer, good question. I'm glad you asked me. You know what? I'm gonna give you an answer just because you asked. He did this by literally admitting to Kid Breezy that he had the finished, mastered, and all recorded up vocals from Chelji's feature that was for him in his possession, but he wasn't gonna give them to him because he was being a big meanie, and then has the audacity to say, quote, so yes, I have scammed you, end quote. Do you see what we're dealing with here? Now, how was it that Kid Breezy was such a big, meanie, bully monster man that he didn't deserve a thing that he literally paid for? Well, it was quite simply that he just wanted his money back, or he wanted the feature because he'd been waiting so long for it already and thought he was gonna get scammed by them. And Chelji was using something that was very, very serious, that is definitely not a joking matter, which is that she had said that because she had just recently experienced a miscarriage, that, you know, things kind of had a little bit of a setback. Unfortunately, the things going on in the private life of Diaz and Chelji has nothing to do with what this feature is. So either their choices are to give the guy his money back or give him his feature, and if you want to explain to him, oh, sorry, I couldn't get it done, here's your money back, but here's why this stuff happened, that's one thing. But clearly, there was nothing wrong with fulfilling the order because she already had the stuff recorded. As Diaz said himself, it was just they weren't gonna give it to him. Kid Breezy even snapped back saying the truth, which is that it would literally take them 2 seconds, you know, to just email the feature if it was actually done for him, and that he continuously saw that Chelji was offering features around this time regardless of what was going on. So clearly what was happening in their private life wasn't affecting her enough to not want to take more money from other people, even though she claims that this was so detrimental to what was going on that she couldn't get his stuff done. Breezy then then tells Diaz that he could take him to court, and then Diaz goes on acting like a moron and jokingly saying that he's so scared about being sued over $200, and then says later that if Breezy even has the money to cover court fees, that a court would throw a case out that was for $200, which is wrong. You understand that he could sue you for a criminal offense of admitting that you scammed him, right? Diaz even tried saying like, oh, you know you'd have to pay for court fees if you don't win, right? As if he wouldn't win. Like, Diaz, I understand, okay, that your brain cell's half-life is negative 12 seconds, but that doesn't mean that you don't understand pretty simple concepts. You admitted to the man that you had the thing that he paid for, you weren't gonna give it to him because he was being mean, and then you told him you scammed him. He would win that case open and shut, like, what are you saying? But once again, he makes it worse because he decides that it makes any sort of sense that Kid Breezy should have to apologize, and then he claims that he'll send him the song if he does that, which then Breezy does it anyway, even though he shouldn't have to. And guess what? Of course he didn't get the feature. Nothing happened. He just stops responding and then makes excuses of just, oh, you know, well, you're still promoting the post that's against my fiance. Yes, he's still promoting the post against your fiance. Because you scammed him! He doesn't have what he paid for! I'm going insane thinking about this. Diaz must have the brain of Ardipithecus to think in any way whatsoever that he is in the right here. Because as Breezy even says to him, it makes no sense that Diaz is calling Breezy disrespectful when Diaz is the one saying he scammed Breezy. That's not even like just simple hypocrisy. It's just admitting that you don't have the capability to use higher brain functionality. And the other thing that makes me really upset is that Chelji actually tried to lie to me while messaging me, saying that she gave him his feature, even though that didn't happen. And when I told her I've got screenshots of what Diaz said regarding that he was scamming him, then she just regurgitated the same stuff from Diaz, saying that it was because Breezy posted about being scammed before talking to them, and that, quote, the guy wasn't being understanding at all, end quote. Breezy doesn't have to be understanding. This was just a simple transaction. You said you were doing features, he paid you for a feature, and you didn't give him his feature or his money back when he asked for it. So if you have not completed your end of the transaction after he has already paid you, then he is fully within his legal right to get a refund back from you. But of course, I know that you understand that. You're just trying to get people to think that your side makes any sense at all, and it just doesn't. There is no excuse for scamming someone. But anyway, yeah, you guys should go and give these guys some support because of what they had to deal with, and they make pretty good music. So I think you guys should check it out. If you're checking out Pink Blanco, then I recommend his song called Open Hearted. It's more got like a Shinigami type of vibe to it, at least from what I hear. And if you're checking out Kid Breezy, then I recommend his song Quarantine Freestyle. It's more of like a Gizmo or Original God when he's really angry kind of vibe to it. But yeah, links to those guys' SoundCloud and those songs will be in the description. So if you want, then definitely go check those out because they're pretty good. And also, if you enjoyed today's video, then why not subscribe, you know, to see more content like this in the future. Go watch some of my other videos that are about scamming stuff. I'm probably going to turn this into a scamming playlist, or probably I'll come up with a better name than that. I feel like YouTube's not going to let me call it that. And of course, massive shout out to all of my patrons this month. You guys are so awesome and actually helped me be able to get a new graphics card, which it's actually the Gigabyte AMD Radeon RX 5700 XT. Because of all of the amazing donations that you guys have given me over time, I've been able to save up enough to be able to buy that now. And that card is going to help me a lot when it comes to rendering, exporting, just editing in general, things so much faster because my old card was not as good as this one. So thank you guys so much for your donations to be able to get the upgrade. And of course, an amazing, ultra awesome shout out to the $10 and up patrons this month. Those being Farski, Midwestfunky, Helen, Karma, Rian, Fxy Lovitz, Chad Sunshine, and Jojobean. Your guys' donations, like I said, you know, everybody's donations and your guys' donations especially help the channel so much. So thank you all for donating. It means the absolute world to me. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Of course, I hope you enjoyed. And as always, it should be art over algorithm. Goodbye.
I've come a long way, like a traveler in the night. I was working in the dark and now everything's bright. Always told that I was wrong, now I'm feeling pretty right. Pushing open closed curtains, now there's people in my life. They told me I wouldn't be shit, I'll prove them wrong. I'll never